Good evening, class. Welcome to class today. How have we been? So, as our norm, let's do a review of last class and who can help us with the review from last week class. Please, if you can, raise up your hand. So someone is raised up his or hand as iPhone. Okay, no problem. That's great. Okay, so if you can help us with last week,
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Sandra.
So
we learned about product life cycle. Product life cycle.
Can you give us a summary of what you learned last class?
So we learned about the introductory stage of a product. That's when the product is just getting to be known to the market. Talked about from introductory stage. Then we have the growth. That's where you keep pushing the products through advertisements and all that. And after that is maturity or saturation stage, then the decline stage. That's what I learned last class.
Thank you so much. Any other person? Thanks so much, Sandra. Any other person that would like to share more, like to say it? Okay, are we in class? And I can put your hand down. Thank you. So who other person would like to add more to it? Waiting. Okay, in the absence of none, let's run through what we did last. So, like as Sandra said about introduction, growth, maturity, and decline phase of the product life cycle, we understood. We understood after product launch, or after product launch, the introduction phase, the growth stage, maturity stage, and decline stage, and how managing these product life cycle stages determines how long the product will stay in market. We also talked about the customer, which is where I'm looking for someone to help with that summary. So who can help with summary on the customer and the customer experience? Anyone? Give us a summary of what you learned from customer experience. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please drop a chat. If you can hear me clearly, please drop a chat. Okay, so for me, help us. Can you hear me clearly? No one is dropping a chat. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so for me, can you help with a summary on customer and customer experience? Please use your mic for me.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, please. I'm trying to set up my power supply, please. I'm sorry. Thank you.
So, what understood from customer and customer experience as a product manager? Wait. Ayodeji, please kindly help us.
All right, good evening, class. Trust we all had a great day. So, from my understanding of who a customer is from the last class, from general perspective, the customer is anybody that is ready to buy whatever you want to sell. But from product management perspective, you clarify that a customer is referred to as a user, and a user is the main reason why you create a product. And customer experience is a function of the impression of the user on your brand as a whole. And it is very key to the success of a business, because when a customer is satisfied with whatever products or features you have, you would be the one to mainly market the product, like by word of mouth. So you also said that it is very, very, very word of mouth marketing is very key for real customer, because it is what would help to promote the business. And you also spoke about how we can measure customer experience or satisfaction, which is always to get feedback from customer, and you and also to always ask them for what they would like to see, more or less like a user interface. Yeah. So like for example, in my profession, we make use of some softwares. Every year, the creator of these softwares will do more like a user conference where people from all over the world gathers, and they will introduce the new features they want to have on the software. And if you have any complaint on how you can make the features better, you can also make a contribution. So this is what they will use to make the product better. So that's my understanding from what you discussed about customer last week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adeji. Thank you so much. Okay, today, having gone through the product experience, and relation to product management, to the product life cycle, to customer experience, and also management of customer experience. Let's go into the target market. So last week someone had, or how do I even know the right market to go with the product? How do I know how a product should be launched to the right market? And I may mention in passing that it is by a market research. So let's talk about the market target. But putting this definition out, I also like to iterate that this also matters about market segmentation. So you have a product in mind, you already have a general view or an assumption of what the customer might need. And you also have the idea of how to launch a product, the product life cycle. You have a mindset on creating the product experience at the same time creating a customer experience. You understand so well that the customer is so important to your business, and you have all these theories. At the same time, you are hoping to practicalize. But let's assume you launch out the just that way, and then you began to wonder, oh, why is this product not hitting the right person? Why is this product not getting through to the right buyer? Why is this product feature? Remember, I mentioned about the product, the business product, and the product feature. For PMs, we always have the product life cycle, because we always create product features which have product on their own, and we want to. And I mentioned about users might not be an external user, might not be a buyer. So a customer might not be an external customer, might not be a buyer. A customer might be a user of your product feature, and they might also be internal. So depending on what products we have. So for the target markets, we want to be able to streamline the set of people this product at the beginning or at the intended stage is meant. So realistically, a product that entire market may extend, right? But at first, you just want to have a goal set. You want to have a pinpoint of who you are using, you are making this product for. So can you see my screen well? Okay, good. Okay. So target market are people or a segment of people. The target market, the market segments, which I'll later speak on, is inside is a subdivision of target market. So segment is grouping of people. So target market is about segmenting people according to in groups. So this could be different. It could be according to their age, it could be according to their location, it could be according to their industry. We talked about market niche as our second lesson.
Yes.
So it could be about age, it could be about the location, it could be their belief, their interest, or demographic information which is relevant to your product. So being generic about assumptions, being generic about what the customer needs or what the customer problem is not enough to make profits for a product. So being specific about a particular set of people, you will be answering to, you will be helping out with determines how profitable or how useful your product could be. So understanding your target market is quite important. Segmenting people, grouping them according to the needs, according to your product needs, and product needs is important. Why you want to have a large market? You don't want your product to be lost, or you don't want to feel lost in a market, and you're wondering, okay, this is not the purpose, this is not the reason why this product was made. Who is using this person and the rest? So you want to be able to narrow down your audience and find the right person for you. This will also help over time in creating your product roadmap. It will help in creating your MVP, minimum viable product. It also helps in creating other product features. So by the time you start, okay, let's assume you are creating a product feature in automobile for disabled people. Because you have a specific market target, you have a specific need, you'll be able to know what product feature you'll be creating in time for them to create comfort, to create convenience, to create ease for these people. So I guess this example makes better sense and more explanation on why it is important to have a target market. You don't want to be lost. You don't want to just do everything. You don't want to be lost. You don't want to be tired while doing things, while creating a product or managing a product. So like I said at the last paragraph here, I said the target market are people who the product is made for or who will use a product. It may differ from the target audience, which are people you sell the product to. So this is quite different. So, what's the target market? What is the market I am selling a product to? And is it the audience, the people I am selling the product to? So actually, it may differ. I didn't use the word it differs. It may differ, but a target market is the end user, someone who uses the product at the end goal, the end user. A target audience might be someone who buys your product. So for instance, you are making Pampers, right? Or make Pampers. So Pampers is a product name. Diapers. Okay, you're making baby diapers, or you are producing baby diapers. If you are conversant with the baby diapers, there are different brands out there, obviously, but there are different product types out there. So there are ones whereby that looks like a napkin, where you have to how I put it, tighten together, and there is one you wear like a normal panties to the babies. So, but for people who are children or had heard gist about children, you could use a particular brand of diapers for a child, and the child will be okay with it and will grow with it. to use a particular brand of diaper for that child, and the child will have rashes or will be irritated by it. So we are creating a product for babies. Babies are your target market. You want to see, I want to ensure that these diapers we are creating answers to the problem of, or the product you are creating answers to the product of your users. I mean, they don't cause rashes, they don't cause irritation. When they are wet, it creates a little bit of soothing comfort till they are changed. When they are messed up, it does not cause instant irritation, and or you want to create color division. So instead of a mother double checking if the baby has messed up the diaper, it will create a color indication. So when it is green, that means diaper is dry and has not overstayed the hours is meant to overstay. When it is yellow, means diaper has been used or the baby has been lifted the diaper. And when it is red, or when it changes colors to red, you want to tell the audience, the target audience, who are the mothers or the parents or the guardians of the baby, that oh, this diaper has been completely messed up. Or when it is probably amber or violet, you want to tell the guardian that this diaper has overused the duration of time that baby should have it on. So this is a different. This is an example of what the target market is, who's the end user, and the target audience is. So if I as a target audience, I make use of a diaper, and my baby is okay with it, I always buy that product. They are selling the product to me because my baby won't go to a supermarket or a store or a mall to buy these basic needs for themselves. So that explains the difference between the target market and the target audience. So let's go by classification. There are different classifications. We made mention of this at the second class when we talk about products, before we enter product experience or complete product experience. When we talk about different products and why you create products out there. So one thing is, before we go deeply into user stories, product validation, customer problem, assumption, user interview, we are trying to build our foundation, understanding, going beyond the understanding of products alone. So we have been able to understand the products, be able to understand the product, be able to understand creation of a product. A product is solution to somebody's problem, an idea you wake up to, a need to the societal gap. At the same time, you need to understand fully, the user. For every product you create, for every product feature you create, you have to put one specific person in mind, which are the users. But how do I get my target market? How do I know the right place to launch a product? How do I know the right person to? How do I understand who I am? Even if I'm creating a customer persona, which I told imaginary characteristics. But at the point of discovery, about of discovery, design, and the rest, they help you with imagining what your customers need. Although, like I said in previous classes, that it's a rude awakeness from the reality customer to your personas. But at the same time, your personas guide you through to the real customers. So before launching, why designing, why validating, why planning, why designing, why developing before launching. The persona is someone, the persona would help you to get through, will help you to get through to your right to your right or to your real or your realistic customer. And even if your realistic customer is so different for what the person has been said, you'll be able to understand, how to mesh them together and bring them close, or how to rearrange their needs and not feel so lost in it, right? So, and identifying your target market is an essential step in development of your products. Even also help in giving a goal or vision to the product marketers and to the company as a whole, to give them that a whole. And this is this is vital, very sorry. This is vital to understand, highly important to understand. Classifying them, let's classify them by their demographic segmentation. Remember, I'm using the word segmentation from market segment, and I'm using the word segmentation from groupings, right? So demographic segmentation, which is such as their age, an automobile for disabled people have been segmented already. But the question is it just any age that can make use of this product picture I'm creating? So it depends on what I'm creating. Am I creating a product feature for a disabled person to be able to drive, a vehicle? Or am I making it easy for the disabled person to ride into the vehicle? So if it's by riding into the vehicle, I want to create product features according to ages from toddlers to the teens and adults, right? If I'm creating a feature for someone driving the vehicle who is disabled, I want to be able to handle this with according to what I feel the height of the person. So the height help me be able to understand a little bit of height, while also be able to manipulate or use this according to height. So also gender. So there's some gender specific. I want to be able to understand who is using this. In the world of today, where we have a lot of different people, I need to be able to work with people who identify a particular gender. Income level determines too. So for auto check after product launch and product growth, realize that we check the website and realize that there's it's a mid level, a mid earner, right? That could come. So for the product financing, if the salary earner does not earn up to 250,000 naira, they can access financing. And at the point of accessing financing does not mean you get any. So you earn 250,000 naira and you want to buy a Toyota Camry 2013. 2013, you want to buy a Toyota Camry 2013 or thereabout. If you are earning 250,000 naira, the only money you can access is 250,000 naira divided by times the 10 months. So 250,000 divided by 3 times 10. No, 10 should be maximum is 12 years. I'm sorry, it's 2 years. That's 24 months. So definitely someone in 250,000 naira can only access 2 million naira as a loan amount or a loan approved loan. This 2 million naira also from the financial angle is going to include the interest. So let's assume an interest of 1.5%. So there's this person can only access a 1.6 million naira loan. So if you can only access 1.6 million naira loan, you want to look towards a car that is around 2.3 million naira or 2.5 million naira thereabouts. So now you're hitting 250,000 naira. Does not mean you can buy any car. It means that you can only buy any car if you have how will I put it now? You have a greater amount of equity or down payment. So with this scenario, with this example, the income level for the product being kept is being determined and explained. So some products are status identifying. So are they married? Are they single people? Are they from married couples and the rest? Trying to family planning now. Anybody can use it. So anyway, so moving on, we have race and education. The education level matters. Are they for highly skilled people, highly educated people? Are they for middle educated people? Are they for illiterate? Or are they for unskilled persons? So moving on, we have another segmentation, which is the geographic segmentation. This is based on location, based on location. And when it comes to location, it means it's also based on culture, it's also based on the environment or demographic, um, the geographic problem. So you could be creating, you are creating a lot of mobile for people in Nigeria. One product feature you want to create or you want to create to adapt to that to people in Nigeria, which is a different geographical environment. And putting in consideration is the weather condition will be the AC. So you want to create an air conditioning system for the automobile that will answer to the hotness of the environment or the heat in the environment. The air conditioning system you create for people in the West might be different or slightly different to people in the North, right? And definitely it soon be that profitable to people in USA and in Canada or Russia because they are more concerned about an heating system over a cooling system. So that is important. Also, you want to know about the people you are creating a product for. Are they rural areas? So for a product like Uber, I'm putting this question to the class. So please. So for a product like Uber, when as a PM, segmenting your user story or your personas at the point of writing a story or at the point of writing a product vision, using the geographical segmentation, what category do you think they fall to? Who can answer that question? So you're creating a product, so you're Uber PM, and at the point of creation of your products, before now that even entered maturity stage. So before now, you want to segment your customers using this geographical segmentation. What areas or which one will you have put your prospective customers? Okay, thank you. So let's go for Oluwafemi first. Oluwafemi, using Uber, where do you think your customer will fall to?
Good evening, Ma. Good evening, everybody. I feel it would fall to suburban and urban areas, but mostly urban areas.
Okay, thank you so much. For demographic segmentation, where do you think, Oluwafemi, for demographic segmentation, where do you think they could have fall into?
Demographic. I think it doesn't really have, it falls for the older people, every kind of gender, and to use Uber, you have to have small money. So most income earners don't find it comfortable to use Uber. They would rather take the bus. So you have to be a middle class earner. Then you can be married or unmarried, and any race and any kind of level of education. Anybody can use it.
Thank you so much. Hi, Tofumi. Can we have your view?
I think Oluwafemi mentioned, yes, I also support her saying that of suburban and urban areas because you can barely find Uber in a rural setting. But I don't know if I'm going to classify, I'm just saying, for instance, I don't know if I'm going to classify a state that has a facility like a university facility. For instance, let's say OAU. For instance, OAU, and currently I think at IFE, there is this something similar to Uber that they're trying to do in that kind of environment. So to say that the target or the target market for the let's say, for instance, the product manager thought about was to target the students in that environment, and also to target the university staff at the teaching hospital as well.
Okay. But for Uber is more specific about what they want. So I'm coming, Chigozie. For student area, Uber can be used for student area because nowadays students are more industrialists, so they are good with markets, with product, selling of product and buying of product, or with the services, or online and digital experiences. But when we were going to school, when way back 2000s, probably the only time I will use Uber then will be probably at the beginning of the semester. Well, at the mid-semester, everybody in campus trying to write tests, preparing for examination. And the only thing that could have been effective for us then would have been our year of our in caps. So the caps in between, which is just 15 naira, 20 naira, 30 naira caps. So what are you tell me a distance from first gate to second gate is 2,500? Who is paying that money? So for OAU is large. So probably they have something like Uber, but I don't think it will fit into the product vision or target audience for Uber. I Chigozie, can you share more with yours?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
The demographic segmentation for Uber are basically is like from maybe 20, or from the age that you can drive to maybe 40 or 50. And if I'm talking about target market, I'm talking about both the drivers and then the
Sorry, you're not clear. Can you start?
Okay, can you hear me now? Am I clear? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, then the target market for Uber, the demographic segment, I think the gender is both male and female, and then the age is really wide. But for the drivers, they have the Uber users and then the Uber drivers. So the drivers may be from the age of driving, maybe from 18 to probably 40 or 50. Then the marital status and race, they don't really matter. Then for the geographic segmentation, it's mostly cities where you have high traffic and a lot of people. And then for the psychographic segmentation, I think the lifestyle of people, majorly they want convenience and they want it to be really easy for them to move from one place to another, especially in areas they don't know much about. So I think that's the segmentation. What I think segmentation.
Thank you. Thank you. But I want to ask a question to you. If you say 14-year-old driver, being your driver or your rider in an Uber, will you want to go on that ride?
No.
So I think Uber is age specific. And even though I can pick up as a rider, I'm able to pick up a 14-year-old child. I don't think a 14-year-old child will be able to order, even though I don't think they have had the age limitation. Trying to remember the help, but I don't think it's the age limitation. But I think Uber is also age specific. So you have to be 18 years and above, or 21 thereabouts to be able to order or take a ride on Uber. Thank you so much for sharing your view. I saw your hand not quite long. You have something
Okay,
to
I
share with
still
us.
thought we wanted to move away from the discussion. That's why I dropped my hand. So for me, as a driver, no, I'm going to talk as a user now, not as a driver. So for me, I think if you look at the way Uber enters or enter most of the cities where they are now, it took a while. So I'm going to say, for in terms of geographic segmentation, I think I will go with urban areas. That's because urban area, unlike rural areas, as in most places in rural area are where you can access with your legs or a bicycle. But urban areas, I mean cities and towns, looking at Nigeria example now, Uber is location specific. And for demographic, I would think even age as well. The target would be people within the younger age. Yeah, the younger age, maybe like I don't know how to really see the demographic, but at least people that I know, depending on the kind of demographic you have in the particular location, if it's where you have much of younger people, you can be rest assured that it's younger people because they are more flexible to try new things and technology. And for income level, well, for a place like Abuja where Uber is relatively cheap and there's no traffic, I don't think it's really expensive compared to a place like Lagos. I know Abuja, you can still see Uber for like 700, 800 over a distance, but a place like Port Harcourt or Lagos, you barely will see that. So I think it's age specific and location specific, and the age depends on the demographics of the particular city or town you're looking at. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Like I just okay, so yeah, that's true. For age, Uber is age specific, and I feel at the point of products decision making or statement written, they actually targeted an income level. They actually targeted people that are up and going. So that's people from the age of working class people from age of 21, they're about to 45, they're about. Because one of the reasons why I might not want to take my ride, not be because there's traffic on the road, and with Uber, I can easily come down at any point I want to be and go in. It could be because it's cost effective for me when I check the price for a driver and the price of maintenance of a vehicle. So I might sign up to own a ride and just use Uber if distance from my house to my workplace is far. At the same time, well, one of their user stories was because people should get to the airport fast. So normally then cabs were because people were coming from the airport going to their house. Before it becomes it probably become every youth want to go to the office. So then or get to a place for relaxation with Uber. So we are quite you are so correct when you said age and I've had income level. So answering the question, which Tofumi has helped. Yeah, Tofumi has helped a little bit. So if I mixed up your name, I'm so sorry. So and I did just help. So age is being considered. Gender is generic. Income level is quite considered because they're not for low income earners. I don't think there's any ride that is 500 naira. I'm trying to see my house to the nearest market. They'll give you an estimate of 500 to 900. By the end of the day, you pay like 900 or 1,000 naira. Then marital status is generic. Race is generic. There's Uber in Nigeria and there's Uber across the world. Education is generic, but at the same time, you have to have a little bit of understanding or interaction with your harm. At the same time, it's a level of communication and interaction would help. So if you're not the one ordering the ride, at least you maybe to talk to your driver, be able to send your rights notification to your family members for safety and security measures and the rest. Other geographical segmentation by areas, urban areas was the aim because of large traffic areas and more people. So urban areas was where they were looking at. Also, they spread based on maturity rate level for Uber. So suburban areas like Ogun State, the suburban area is now being covered not extensively, but at least quite a while. So now, if you're taking a ride from Lagos, you can still drive into Ogun State or drive into Lagos State or Ibadan, right? So, then moving on to psychographic segmentation. So this is divided based on class or lifestyle preference from highly educated to uneducated or unskilled, and also classified by belief, values, interests, etc. I would like to share more light on that. Um, there are some areas whereby some products will not live, or they have a particular belief to particular thing. If you go to the Arab, no matter how wealthy they have, they won't use shares in their security. They probably will just strip it of expensive rugs or rugs, right? So in that area, if you are making they are making chairs for them. I understand that culture now, cultural speaking, our exposure has changed some people's lifestyle. But if you're making, or even in northern areas, so nowadays they have their chairs. They're creating chairs for them, no matter how expensive looking or expensive based on their lifestyle the chairs are. It might not move because they believe in humility or in oneness, which means for everybody that wants to eat together, eating together on the floor, give you this humbleness and create this oneness among them. So for that kind of psychographic environment, you don't want to build that kind of product for them. There are some environment that believe in so many other things, so many world things, be it within the confines of Nigeria or outside the world. So you want to find out which belief system will affect will affect your products with this specific your target market. Then, like I said, with Uber, you also have a sense of education or communication level to interact with your app and to interact with your driver. So if you are lacking in that, then you have to get someone that has those experience to help out with. Values and interests, lifestyle preference, something like Samsung and iPhone meet our lifestyle preference. Everyone wants to look, most people want to look classic. Most people want to look rich. And by the time they buy the new iPhone, they don't mind going in depth just because they want to have a particular class of feel. Also with automobiles and the rest. So you want to understand what lifestyle you are answering to. Are you feeding? Are you creating your purchasing behavior of the customer? And this is important in target market. So based on choices people make when purchasing goods. So I just said purchasing behavior, right? And services while reflecting on their socio-economic class. That's quite important. So target market. So for lifestyle preference, we have there's a way you grade them. You don't want to just write upper class, middle class, lower class. So there's a tool or a grading tool for them. So for social grades, social status, and occupation. So hey, anybody in A means they have their upper class, they're probably in probably CEOs, CFOs, COOs, head of so and so in an organization. So they definitely live in an upper environment where they have good roads, good power system or energy supply or power supply. They have water system. So this product, we didn't need somebody that okay, let us you're creating an inverter. You definitely do not want to create an inverter for someone, an inverter for people in London or in UK who have stable like even people in Ghana, except there is answer to another limit, not just the specific of having power supply, right? So if you are creating inverter for the upper class, we definitely want to talk about the product benefits than the product feature. We want to sell to them. So it will be because, oh, okay, you make use of the electric power supply, which will have an effect on your products on this particular aspect. But if you are making use of this inverter, you could be saving more power, saving more money, and everything. So you want to, but then you understand your market, your target segment, your target market, you to understand your product benefits to them. And this will help you creating your product roadmap and creating your product vision. So the middle class people are people who are upcoming and going, and they are good. So maybe the bankers, and lead managers, and the rest. So which are the B, they use an alphabet B on them. They are the C1 people who are the lower middle class people. So these are people maybe you can put a salary range on them. So for the upper class, most likely their salary range is around a million plus above, right? So you know that they may have more money. And most time people in the upper class, of phenomena, can you mute your phone, please? So people, thank you. So people at the upper class, most of them most likely have more than one income. In consultants, they may be administrative personnel or head of departments in the personal organizations, holders or part of the board directors or a particular organization. At the same time, they most likely investors. At the same time, they have more than one stream of income. So actually, they may be consultants or visiting lecturers in an institution or thereabouts. So you know that these people is apart from their salary being ranged at a million naira plus upward, they also have more than one income. So when you're creating a product for them, you want to create a product that will meet their needs, a product that will sound okay to them, a product that will make them look back and say, okay, yeah, I need this in my life, right? And with that cycle of people, we want to make sure that the product that they can talk about, they can brag about, or they have a bragging right. So for the middle class people, most of the time, these people they want to save more money in stock, they want to invest more money. They are trying all their best to make sure that, apart from they are looking rich, which is a purchasing behavior, you can create in them, can influence in them. But at the same time, they want them to better. They are hiring those people in the upper class. So you know the kind of environment they stay. Most of these people they provide their own. They stay in an estate where this being service, so power supply might not be provided, but they will pay for their own water and the rest. But you know that okay, this if I'm making this product for them, I'm making a product that is not expensive, at the same time flashing. So it can make them, but I'm just they're interacting with the upper class people. They want to look the look, right? So and at the same time, you understand that they don't have much to spend, or because they have where they are dumping their monies to. These people also are people that are creating most time creating other streams of income, but they might not be in the yielding period. At the same time, they also have other streams of incomes, or it might be streams of incomes that take their money and the rest. Few minutes. So for the lower middle class people, these are people that their salary ranges from 100,000 naira to 50 like 400. The 400 service even for the middle class people in Nigeria or in Lagos labor class. So you know that these people, for their earnings, they have more bills to pay, and there are more people that saves money just to meet a particular need and the rest. So you want to create a product that is less expensive. So the other time I use the word not quite expensive. So it's expensive, but this time around I'm using the word I'm not using the word cheap. I'm using the word less expensive. A product that they'll be willing to save for, or they're willing to save to meet up with, right? All these people, they are hustlers, pure hustlers. They're trying to hustle to get more money, to have less money problem, and at the same time still be able to get normal, to enjoy the normal basic of life. Remember, for the upper class people, luxury is their life. For the middle class people, they would like to have luxury. They like to pay for luxury, right? But for these lower class people, luxury is quite far from them, except they have an excessive purchasing behavior, whereby they don't mind saving all their life for a luxury just to show off, right? So you want to create a product that they can save for, they want to save for, that will answer to their needs. A product that will help them in their day-to-day activities. So for the skilled working class people, even though these people are are not educated, they might have more money than the upper class or than the middle class, right? But because they're not educated, they will overlook so many things. So when you say, that new, the new Galaxy, Samsung Galaxy S22, it's important for you. You can use your nose. You tell you what, I have book and borrow. Even though it has the money, yes, it can afford this. But it will tell you particularly, I have book and borrow. So what am I using? What am I using? Am I using a notebook for, or those parts from the Samsung for? Or no, what should I buy an Android phone? Or what should I buy an iPhone? What should I buy an iOS? I don't want this. And I want to make a product. Most of them they buy because Honorable Lagwaja got it and sort them like upon your money, you buy this one. So they go and buy. And when they buy, they might not use the cap, they might not use enough capacity for the might use the how I put it, might not use product to the best of its capacity, right? So, but after you want to create a product that will to buy, a product that they will see reasons to and why they should have this. Some of them have urban looking environments, not because you understand why they should have it. Yeah, because they can buy it, their friends will respect them more. So you want to create product that working class, but it may be working for the skilled manual labor or working for the upper class manual labor. So you want to make it that will fit into their life. I think that these are the unemployed people, these are the seasonal people, these are the casual people, these are people that will tell you, please write out what you want to say in the chat. Thank you. Chatbot. So these are people that will tell you holidaying in Dubai is a waste of money. Well, if they are fortunate to have that money, they most likely would do beyond that because they have arrived. They'll tell you that what is there in the phone you're holding and it's not in my own phone. It's not to call somebody. If they are opportunity to buy, they want to. So at the same time, you want to create a product for this category of people. Thank you. You want to make a product for this category of people to cash them. Be able to see reasons to buy this thing, could it help their unemployment skill, could it help their lifestyle, even though it's casual. So like at least this set of people know that clothing is important. So even though you tell them, I bought this fabric for 200,000 naira per yard, they buy what? If you go to Asani, go see them better 5 naira, 90 they sell them. Ah yes, 2,000 naira. Go stash them, pin them, iron them, and you're good to go. But at the same time, when you're creating the product in mind with them in mind, you want to have these people in mind, vividly understanding what they need. Moving on to our class. Should we do a class on here? Okay. So moving on. Okay, so moving on, there are steps in defining your target market. So now that I explained the psychographic or the thinking, psychological behavior of these people, their thought level, their mindset, their exposure, they are thinking, how they think, how they behave, so I can influence purchasing under can influence purchasing behavior or create product valuation towards them or make them understand the benefits of product to them. We cannot put this in mind. We can then put this in mind to understand the step in defining a target market. So there are first methods of defining target market or for a product user. But I would say first method, there are more methods. So like I keep saying, as a product manager, experience is your key teacher. With experience, you need to create things that answers to you. But next week, when we move on to agile, we understand the frameworks, we understand different segments of it. But at the same time, you understand that your mindset is important than the tool you use. So moving on. So moving on, so we have four methods of identifying the product user or identifying the target market. We have identifying the key benefit the product provides. So always keep this in mind that benefits sell, a product benefits sell a product, while a product feature sell the product. So that should be something in your mind. So this is by identifying and understanding the customer needs while creating solutions to it. So like I said before, by your time you understand your customer categorization or your target segmentation, your market segmentation, you want to be able to put the benefit of the product in mind and sell the benefit to them. For a disabled personnel, you can't just sell and say, oh, the features here is here. You want to be able to sell the benefit to sell that I'm creating will give convenience and peace to the disabled. You want to speak to their emotions, you want to speak to their lifestyle, you want to make them understand. You understand their pain points, you understand what they need exactly, and you created that to them, right? So like I said again, keep in mind that the benefit sells the product. The product that uses a popular user. Probably you give me a more sense to understand what I could have said. Okay, so product user as a customer. So like I said, so you want to be able to speak to them. So put in mind that your benefit sell SEL a product, why the features tell the product. So understanding your key benefit of the product profile is telling the customer what they will derive from the product as the end goal, or how it answers to their problem. So you want to tell the customer the product outcome. Then, so for example, you have an online store that sells office equipment. You don't want to say we sell office equipment online, which is you just send a product feature or what you do. You want to say we help to sort out office needs while saving productive time by buying online. That way, you told them you're selling this thing online, but at the same time, they make them understand that the time a cleric or someone from the office will move into the store, drive through the traffic, go through U-turns and landmarks to get to the store, check through the stores and everything. Those productive time, whereby they can use on other things within the organization, has been saved by you by they buying online. So why should I go to the store for something I could buy online and get delivered at a wonderful time frame for me. So this is the key way of understanding, making customer understand the benefits or the outcome of your product. And then next one is refine your target market. So after you've done the segmentation of targets, them by who they are or what they should be, understanding the basic thing about your customer, how they behave, their area, everything. You want to so while creating your customer personas or meeting the real customers, be able to refine your target market. So probably like we're talking about Uber, probably at the point of creation, we're thinking, oh, I'm creating a Uber for people around school environments. Or if you are getting something like Uber around school environment or a cab service around school environment, you need to understand that most of the school environment are actually in rural areas. Or most of them in Nigeria. Most of them in Nigeria are actually in rural areas, apart from probably like. So if you are creating something for school environment and you want to include those ones in urban or suburban areas, you have to check about your competition there. Yeah, your competitions there. So if you are creating a cap-like service in Nigeria, in Lagos State for schools around the Tech, project time, and like, then you have Uber to compete with, because Uber is there, and this the students are more exposed than people in areas like the northern areas, or in other eastern areas. Even if you're creating product for somebody, a student in Huyo, you have to check if you have a competitor there, and you be able to analyze your competitor. So these groupings will help you refine your target market, will help you be specific as possible, and help you understand what benefits will this customer be. And maybe answer some questions. Should I go on in creating this product? Should I go on in saying this defined buyer or this defined buyer personalities actually, or characteristics will benefit from it? Should I, or how should I even build a product for my buyer personas? So I'm beginning to use PM words like personas, because by next class we should be going deeply into those people, and by next week we should be talking more about agile and moving better into what makes us really PMs. So the third one should be okay, like I said, define demographics, define population section, blah blah blah. Okay, the next one is state objective, or stay objective. So because you've gone through the first step, you've gotten the product benefits to your customer needs and customer everything. You've gone through the second step. Go through the second step, which is you've refined your target market. So now you've answered those questions. Should I go on this product? Should this product be okay? Will these people benefit from this product? Should I redefine my product? Should I redefine people I'm looking for? Should I go back to number one? Should I go back to the drawing board? Now you'll be able to state your objective. So from this, and one thing this help you is, by the time you're doing your market research, this help you use the data you got, or the results you got from your data, from your market research. So it's not just about making market research, creating a survey, sending to 25 people, 5,000 people, 500 people, and saying, do you like stay in an environment that has water? So yes, no, yes, maybe, and everything. You want to use that too. You want to use that information to refine what you are doing. At the same time, you want to check. So the time you are using your data, you are using your results. It's not just about your company asking you, or your boss, or you asking your subordinate, do you do a market research for this before creating the profile? Say, yes, ma, I have the data pool somewhere. Then you say, okay. But by the time you begin to see objective, you'll be able to understand if this has been used correctly. So it's help you to stay true to the product vision, and how they help you to create your product vision and product needs. So you have a specific objective. You now know who your customer, who your product is answering to, and how your customer will be answering to it. Or I even said it's best testing research results, which help the creation of the minimum viable product. At the same time, because you have objective, then you begin to over time during the operation stage or remodification stage, you need to you know the product you are creating more, or how to create more products. Evelyn, please help us. Thank you. So, and in that moment whereby you are creating a product, and okay, have you seen somebody start probably a page on Twitter, and you're like, oh, like I enjoy this person, and you begin to follow through their process, and later they come out, boom, I'm running for house rep. I'm like, oh. And sometimes you begin to wonder, oh, do you know this go at mind, or just meet you along the road, or is it just a process? Sometimes they already have an objective, but because they understand how to market, Evelyn, please help us. So because they already know how to go through the market, Evelyn, please help us. Because they already know how to go through the market, because they already got market, they know how to go through their process to their end objective or to their end goal. So this will help you also be able to modify your product. And people be saying, oh, but I didn't see iPhone trying to create motion camera. Oh, I didn't know. But I already had it in mind because they already see the future need you have. So this helps you stay within objective. And when business is up and going, people are giving you, and what if you go through this thing? What if you go through this? You're able to stay within your hypothesis, even though, like I said, APM should keep in mind flexibility of product, because you want to make product, you want to make profit, and you want to answer to the need. So what you might assume might be wrong. So this also helps you to. So why I said what might assume be wrong, because staying objectively will also help you to streamline your assumptions while you're creating your customer personas. So you streamline your, maybe to interpret the information you got, maybe to reconfirm and check your pre-existing beliefs and everything. So, and when everybody is trying, when competitors are coming in and trying to around you, your objective will make you understand if you are modifying or not, or if you are killing a product or not. And that is important, right? Okay, so the next one would be evaluate your market segment. So like I said again, understanding your objective will make you check on your research results and make use of the research to other tasks. So evaluating your market segment is after checking in the 3 other methods you've gone through, you'll be able to evaluate how to group them. Then you need to ask yourself some questions. Are there enough people in the target market to sustain my business? Right? What are the competitors out there? What separates me from my competitors? Right? Okay. So what separates me from my competitors? Okay, if there are no competitors out there, if it's a noble product, then why is there no competitors out there? Why am I just the first person saying this? Would there be something they were seeing as a roadblock that could make me that could help out right now? Then you want to ask the question, why should customer buy from you? How accessible are these target markets? So your product might be accessible to them, but how accessible are they to you? So if you are making a product for celebrities and for their lifestyle or for lifestyle preference, you want to be able to access them, then this is the point where you answer that question. How do you access them? If you can sell to an Adesua Itomi, then you'll be able to meet people in a clique and probably have a shout out on Twitter or Instagram, then meet up to Nancy and every other person. But how do you assess one person first to get your product across them? So that is where defining a target market helps you. So that defining target market, after going through all this process, you want to define your product vision. You want to define your product vision. Like I said, being objective or staying with your objective will help you. So you want vision, which will help you with your product. So the essence of product vision is to capture what your product will accomplish. I've mentioned the end goal, the product. You use the market target, market segment, market research. What are you gonna submit now? We've not submitted, we've not done second assignment. So you want to use all this to determine your product vision and have that in both. And one important reason why we are having a product vision is to be able to explain in layman terms to your team. You want to be able to guide your team through the ultimate long-term goal for that product. You don't want anybody in your team wondering why a product is being created. Why should it be existing? You want to be able to, and you don't want them going below your vision or below your vision. Anybody can go a little bit above, or you don't want to go below your vision. So what are you building? What is the product building as a company? What is the product? What is the vision for the what is the vision of the product as a company? What is the product vision itself? And for the engineering team, that the developers and all, what will be the product goal and vision for them, right? So I made an explanation here where I say a product vision helps steer the team towards the right goal. It helps to capture what the product is set to achieve or accomplish or the end goal. So it should be short, concise, while detailing the long-term goal of a product. But before we go into the product vision statement, so let me run through what a vision should be. So yeah, you should have, as a PM, you have 3 visions. You have the company's vision, the product vision, and the engineering vision. And even though you have a generic vision whereby you can show everybody, but you create this vision in steps. For the company, the CEO most of the time has a mission and a vision, and they have a story, and they have a prospective users in mind, right? So, but the question you have for them is, why are we building a product? So, okay, at the company, you want to be the 360-degree automobile stop for everybody in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, which are urban and suburban areas, right? And Cardinal, great. But why are you building this product? So what is the mission for the product as a business or as a company? What is the value of the product as a company? What's the story behind it? So what are the story we are telling the customers? And who hires supposedly users? So why you understand why you are building this product for the company? I should have written this out. I'll share a virtual view on the group after this. So when you're creating that for the company and you've answered the why question, you are building that for the company, you can then talk to your team. Okay, this is why we are building this. Everybody understand the vision, everyone understand the mission, everyone understand the values, everyone understand the story behind it. So the CEO could be saying something like, I was going through Lagos and I wonder why everybody needs a car to get. So why is that everybody is not getting a car? Starting using the psychographic users analysis and grade. So why is that the C1 or C2 people cannot access financing when the A and B can easily buy this? right? So, and with that, you want to, you want to be able to tell a story to them, right? Then with that, you already have users in mind. Okay, if a set of people are luxury people, they want luxury cars, they can buy their cars now. So how do you sell that products to them? How do you sell financing to them? I can buy my car, 104 million naira. Okay, I can buy it. I want the latest J Wagon, 350 million naira. I can buy it. I buy a phone for that price too. So why can't I buy it? What should I use your financing? Okay, if your turnover is beyond the SLA you gave to me and I'm buying into, then why can't I just go ahead and buy my financing? Why can't I just go ahead and buy my products, my car myself? And most likely, I might not even buy what's on your website or whatsoever. I might buy what my dealer is getting from me or brand new, something coming out down right now. So why should I keep money in you while you make profit of me for a product? So you want to be able to how to make a benefit to this user. For the B user, luxury is not my concern right now. I can use that money. Hey, wait, 350 million naira. So I'll make it. I'll buy shares in Uber and MTN, and I will make money with my Harrow High in 2 years. We'll buy that car, and besides, next 2 years, most likely that'll be something better for me to use. So why should I buy that car from you, right? And for the C1 people, you want to talk about you can get a car. You don't need to take all a long time saving for that vehicle, right? And for the other ones, oh, you think it's not possible to get a car? You can buy you, but it's just that you buy the one that will help you. And instead of you buying a car by saving for the next 3 years and having a saving goal, you can buy now, put it for Uber and make more money. And that way you're making more stream of income for your level. So this is something you want to create. You want to be able to analyze in your why as a complaint. And this is actually what the marketing team put out to users. So under the complaint, we have the mission, the values, the story, and the users. Now, coming back to the product team, coming back to your own team, you are coming in with the question, what product are we building? Okay, guys, CEO has said mission and value and the story and users. Marketing team has gone around to say, okay, very soon you wake up to yellow and blue someday and you realize it is what you needed all through your life. The branding is all the world is watching and waiting. Well, people, what product are we building? So you want to understand the product requirements, which will later lead us to the PRD. You want to be able to understand the feature sets you are creating. You want to talk to the design team to understand the design. At the same time, market strategy, because now you understand the company's mission, value, story, and users, you'll be able to infuse in your market strategy and put that to the head of marketing team or the product marketer. Okay, this is the story you need. Analyze well to help out with you and how. At the same time, you want to talk to the sales strategy because you already understand the user. You're creating a product feature with the user in mind, right? So you can talk to the sales team and say, okay, this is what we are creating. This is the benefit of it. Now go and sell. At the same time, you create a good product roadmap and see what feature are you putting out, what feature are you taking back in, what feature are you holding on to, and the rest. Why you have this vision too, you talk to the engineering team. So there won't be a product manager and engineering team war all the time. So you'll be able to talk to them, and the question to them is how. Remember, the question to the company is why. The question to the product team, which also include your marketing, your design team, your marketing team, and the sales team, is what are we building? What? For the engineering team, they don't want to know the theoretical story. Just tell me how should you like build your products. So you want to be able to answer how are you building a product? How is this product going to be built? So and you want to understand the architectural area of the product. So how are they making, how are they creating, how are they creating, how are they putting into structure? It's can answer the question. The data flow can pull from different angles, pull from the CRM, from the console, from the email, from everywhere, so that you can have in total view what the customer wants. Okay. Moving on, and like I said again, understanding your product vision, understanding your product vision statement also helps to understand the product, to create a product vision board. So I got something somewhere to help out with vision. Remember I said you have a vision, a generic vision that you have. And while you have a generic vision, you need to talk to the business, that the company as a whole. What is their mission? Why? You need to answer their why question. So what is their mission for the product? What is their values for the product? What is story are we saying to the product, that the benefit of the product? And what is the user? Where are the users, or who are the users? And for your product team, which you are answering the question, what product are we building? You check on the requirements, check on the feature set, the design, the marketing strategy, the sales strategy, and the roadmap. And for engineering team, you check on how are we building these products, right? You check on the architecture, data flow, the algorithms and methodologies, check on the technologies and the security. And now you want to create that vision. What is your purpose of creating these products? This is the first question. AutoCheck said 360-degree stop for automobile. Okay. Which positive change should it bring? It helps from the middle class upwards get a vehicle without paying at once, right? What is your target group? You already done a target group from your target market, right? So you create, and this board is something you have to create using your Jira or whatever product you make use of, plan, or whatever product you make use of. And you can put in mind that, okay, this is something I have. I understand the target group I'm creating for. So which market or market segments does the product address? Who are the target customers and users? So have you seen how we've gone through step by step just to create a board? I started to say let's create a board, but for KodeCamp, but let's do that on Thursday. Anyway, so moving on, we have needs. What problem does this product solve? What's the benefit of the product to customer? Which benefit does it provide? The same thing, just tweaking the product and the question so that we can understand better. So what is the product? So what product is it? What makes a standout? So what makes it different from your competitors? Do you have a competitor? If you have a competitor, what makes it different? What is your strength? What is your SWOT? What is your strength? What is your weakness? Please, few minutes. So what is your strength? What is your weakness? What is your opportunities and threats? At the same time, internally, you want to know what your trying to remember. Wow, so forgotten. So you want to remember what is out there, the legal law, the environment, and the rest out there. Once I remember the acronym center, I'll check it in center. So you want to understand this, so what can stop. So internally, while you're creating your product vision board, you want to know the policy out there that can stop. Let me check. It's parcel. It's question. Yeah, question. Yeah, pestle analysis. You want to know the pestle analysis out there that can affect your products. You want to know the policies, government policies out there, or the political laws out there. You want to know how the economic inflation or whatsoever is affecting. You want to know the social lifestyle, what are the current trends and all technology, what are the technology around, legal and environment factors that will affect your product. So while you are creating your vision board, you're creating it to answer the why, what, and how question, which is across the business, the product team, marketing and sales, likewise too, and the engineering team. So while you're creating under this product, while you're creating what makes it stand out, is it visible to develop? What is the product? If you want to answer what is your SWOT, strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats, and your PESTLE, which is in-house, and that will help the CEOs understand where you should do more work to help out probably get more finances, or go out there and make more friends and more network that can be able to overcome the political problem, the economic problem, the technological problem, the legal, you understand legal law, the environmental problem and social problem out there. So these boards, your board can be written in segments. It's definitely going to be written in segments. So it's going to be clumsy at the same time, explanatory as a view. Because I'm looking at this vision like this, anything you're writing, I think that you can understand this straightforward. So then at the same time, the business goal. So I remember I mentioned about how important answering your product vision across the business, across business, a product team and the engineering team is important. So so you want to be able to answer your business goals. So how is the product going to benefit the company? What are the business goals? So apart from this business and product vision board will also help you out with other product features you are making. So you are making a product feature. What is the vision of it? Who are the target group? Sorry, maybe group is not grow up. What is the need? What is the product exactly? And how does this product help the business growth? How does it help the business goals? How does it meet the business vision and all? And this is what you have as your product vision. This is where we end for today's class. It will not look as interesting as other classes have been, because we are getting deeper into product management, but we hope to make it more interesting over time. I think we're going to work about products a little bit more, so we can go into agile and create more interesting interaction with other tracks on board with us. The next class we'll be having more of product validation, the user pain points. Give me check my notes. User pain point, the customer problem, and we might go into the user interview while we keep the product roadmap to after we've done agile. That we can have, so when we're creating all those things, we can have the framework and the methodologies in mind on how to manage these things alongside. So this comes to the end of the class. Thank you for attending to this class. Now, if we have any questions that is not about assignment, let me bribe you this one. Assignment question will be answered today, so they're not assignments. Please raise up your hand. Let's answer questions. We have about 11 minutes. So, if you have questions, if there's something you would like to share with us, to share more light with what we do in class, if there's something that is not clear and you want to share more light. And may I say that this class will be this session will be an interaction. So somebody asks a question, somebody got to answer, not me yet. Thank you so much. Ayodele, please use your mic.
All right, thank you, Esther. That was a wonderful presentation. But I have some questions. Okay, one question actually. So at that point, you're trying to move from project vision to product fiction to product vision statement and product vision board. I got lost a bit, and that's because if I look at what you said in product vision and product vision board, it seems to be like the same thing. So can you run through that again quickly, if you don't mind? Thank you.
If I run through it, can somebody explain this if anybody understands? So, okay, great. So for me, please use your mic.
Okay, my own understanding is, okay, from the product vision, is more or less like you're trying to explain to your team as regards what the product, like in a very short term, using a layman language. Okay, why the essence of that your particular product, and you're going to be answering questions such as, okay, why what kind of problem are you trying to solve with this particular product, and basically you are explaining to the engineering team within the product, like your team that are going to be producing such products. Now, when it now comes to the product vision statement, that one is going to be explaining each aspect of the, like, it's like you're giving a statement as regards the product that you want to make that product to be well understood in the market, identifying your target market, and how this product will particularly help the customers as well. Now, that product vision board is now like a process where you can have a clear vision, like you are clearly defining the product physically, like probably where you have your team and you are pasting stuffs on on your board, and you're connecting it from the vision statement down to who are this your target group, to the needs that you want to serve with that particular product. Now, what is now then the product itself, and what are the business goals that you want to achieve with it? So you are going back to your board, like for every time there's going to be any form of improvement, each a product manager collates with the group to come back to the vision board and see where they can make any form of adjustments. I don't know if I make any sense. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So who also would like to share their understanding with us too? Who would like to share their understanding? So let me quickly run through. Thank you so much. Product vision is actually the generic idea that extends a long time ago. But for you to make a statement, for you to create that statement, to write it up, is a product vision statement. So you already have an understanding how, what. But you need to write that segment of product vision from understanding from everybody. It is going to be very, very long. So product vision statement is then the summary of everything. Just make it concise and understanding. You just understanding, just make a concise one, and that's what you should push out to everybody. So like a product vision, customer MDC is saying, I want to sell financing to everybody in Lagos that is working. If you are working, you need to get financing and be able to have a car. But after you check market targets and everything and segment, you need to go back and tell the CEO. So if somebody is not in 250,000 naira, that person will not get that financing. So what if marketing have been saying 150,000 naira? That's an in-house joke. What if marketing have been saying 150,000 naira? Or marketing have been saying if you're a salary earner, you get the financing. And because I'm a salary earner, but I ain't 50,000 naira, I'll come to your company to come and buy that. And you can't tell me you cannot give me the car. Then you tell me why. So, or if you are a CAC, you have CAC, you can get financing. But yeah, I have CAC that is just 3 months old, and my account statement is 3 months old, and you're telling me I cannot get financing. But your marketing team said, or the salesperson in the fucking to me said, once I have CAC like this, I can get the car. Or you are telling me I can get the car as salary and I say owner. But you're talking about my turnover rate. You're not talking about the 3% DSR, debt to service ratio for I would get, because you feel that those information are too much for me. But at the same time, your vision, break it down for me to understand better. So while you have all those things then down, your vision, total vision statement is a summary of all the why, how, and what. Okay. So, but to arrive at your product vision statement, you need a product vision board, and that product vision board helps your roadmap, your product roadmap. That product vision board keeps you in objective of what you are doing. So why your product vision is just like a draft of everything. Your product vision statement is a summary of what your draft was. Your product vision board is the detail which belongs to you and your team to have, like your board. This is the vision of a product. This target group we have needs. I talked about target group already, from geographical and demographic and sector needs, right? So what are the needs? We talked about the needs before, talk about the customer experience, product experience, talk about the product already, right? We didn't talk more about the business goal, but we mentioned it while we go through others. So this is tell you that for the past 2 weeks, we'll be having classes on product and product development, touched about everything to create a product vision board. So this explain better. And Tofum, thank you so much. You really did a wonderful explanation. Thank you so much. So Ayodeji, does this answer your question? We have 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, to a greater extent, I think I'll just do further engagement. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Tofumi.
Thank you. Do you have any other question? That is not assignment. Does anybody have a question to us? They want to please drop in the chat box. So answer that one. But please, if you have a question about the class, can raise up your hand before we share the rest. So we all understand. Okay, let me ask 1 or 2 questions. Yeah, so I'm going through everyone here, and I'm going to ask somebody a question. Akpan Obon, are you in class, please? Akpan Obon, are you in class? Please create tell me a product vision statement for Uber. So who's the Uber in class? From just say Uber. So who can? I don't want who can. Akpan Obon, please. If you are in class, use your mic. Then you're not in class, let us know by dropping a chat saying, "Oh, I'm not in class." Yeah, thank you. Akpan Obon, please. What will have been the variable product vision for Uber? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can also deliver on this class today. Thank you. So who can give me what you feel the product vision statement for Uber? You don't go and go with you. Let go and go to say, let me know the answer to that is online. So please, who can answer that question? This is not a question for me. I have a question for you. Anyone?
The Uber vision
Because
is to make transportation easy and fast. I don't know what I think it will be, to make transportation convenient and fast for
urban areas.
Yeah?
Thank you. Yes, that is fair. That sounds something we are seeing day to day. Philomena, please, what will be yours? Philomena, please use your mic.
Okay, so I think Uber's product vision statements could be like comfortable and timely delivery. Oh, I said delivery. Comfortable and timely transportation for like all users, I guess.
Okay, yeah, that's true. And comfort is important for Uber, because that's the difference between Uber and Taxify. Uber is uptight on their comfort. Please, so for me, can I have yours?
Okay, a convenient and trusted means of transportation for everyone.
That is also okay, because safety, they are beginning to be concerned about safety. If you has spoken, somebody said something. Somebody raised up his hand. I can't find a person again. Okay. So
It's Charles. Charles.
okay, Charles, you cannot run away. Can you use your mic? One.
What I wanted to say, she just said such comfort, reliability. That's what I wanted to say, but she said so I just had to lower my hands down.
Thank you so much. So yeah, its comfort is there. You can't use the Uber that does not have AC or closed windows. Let me know what you want to say, and that's on 1 second. Do you have something to say or something to
Yes.
add?
So, I kind of have a question. So with the points where you were talking about like segmentation.
Oh, can you hear you?
Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
People
Can you hear me?
Thursday.
Oh, Miss Esther, can you hear
No,
me
don't
now?
worry, let's talk in the group. Okay, I can hear you better.
Okay, yeah. So at the point we were talking about the segmentation classification, I was kind of confused. So I don't know if you can kind of like explain them again. Or let me just ask my question. So what I want to understand is, are you saying that when we're defining our personas, we have to define them based off of all the segmentation classifications?
Yes, as comment please. So yes,
Okay.
as relating to the product relevance.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. So everybody bye. Bye bye. Okay.